Oh, wrong one. Hang on. Sorry about that dilemma. We're at Jen's graduation.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Jen?
Fine, look, I don't even have my shoes on already.
Whoa.
Oh, very typical. How are you?
Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast.
And here's Dad. That's Danae, our cousin. One of the newest cousins. How you doing, Danae?
Say hi to the kids.
Hey, Heather. How you doing? Having fun? Hey, Stace. Hey, John. Say hi for Jen's graduation.
One of your nails stands is going to be one of those videos where you go back and you go, man, and then we're going out and saying, hey, how's it going?
I know. I'm doing it for Jen's graduation, though. You know. Oh, that was a good one, Caleb. I got that on film. Hey, Seth. Say hi to Jen.
Hi, Jen.
This is everybody at Jen's graduation. Everybody's having a good time, it looks like. There's Gail and Anthony and Terry, Papa, Grandma and Harry Martin, Sarah and Dina. Everybody's having a great time. Is this fun? Oh yeah, the reason we're having a great time is because it is Jen's graduation. Alright. Stace, do you want to get in this? Are you having fun? Cool. Look at all this good food we're gonna eat. Yum, yum. It looks good. Oh, a birthday present. Hey, there's Craig. How you doing, Craig?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Got that little haircut.
Yeah, from Jennifer. Nice. There's Dallin. He's just come in. He's got a nice new shirt, and hang on, let me focus, buddy. We've got a lot of more people now.
Oh, you know how you're not supposed to take the food.
Look at all the people we have here now,
are you
Jen. Yeah. And these guys are plotting something. I have a feeling. Man, everybody is just having a great time.
Coming to film.
Give it your best shot. You gotta like.
Hey, Gail. Hey, Craig.
Here, I already got Craig. Get those guys. Get
Hey, zoom in.
Devin. Get Devin.
Heck, won't zoom in.
Don't camera me. You use this thing.
Grandma?
Don't get it too clear.
Hey, Becca.
Now you gotta talk to the camera. Talk like Jennifer's here.
Okay. What?
Courtney, Megan, Dallin, and Jennifer. Look at those guys. And Mackenzie there. There's the bishop. Uncle Dan. Hey, it's Michael. Nice. Hey, Mike, say hi to Jen for graduation. No. You gotta say it to the camera.
Hi, Jen.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, Dad. Jen and Mom. Planning at the meeting. Christine Olmstead. Christine Olmstead, the seminary teacher. The piano. Hey, there's Jana. Everybody's here. It's a big event. These are Jen's precious items here. Pictures, I'll get those after the meeting's over.
Christine also says filled in for and then Zena, okay, good. My sister Dina is a forester here.
Didn't really know what it was going to do.
By number 304. And I also wish Brother Bill Smith, as we affectionately call Grant,
Now they have that.
Our Father in heaven, we're indeed grateful for this opportunity we have to gather together here this evening as friends and family in honor of one of our great beloved children, Jennifer. We're thankful, Father, that Thou hast given us the ability to love and have provided us to live in families where we can help each other and see each other grow and to enjoy the various experiences that we have in life. We're thankful for Jennifer, and we pray that Thy Spirit would be with her at all times, that she might be able to keep the sweet spirit that she's always been, and that she'll have the ability to grow and learn and gain wisdom as she grows older. We're thankful for all that we have, and thankful for the church that brings us together, that we can feel the Spirit among us, and that we can have the Spirit to abide with us at all times as we're worthy to have it. I would pray that I would bless us with whatever thou seest we stand in need of, and we're thankful for all that we have in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
I'd like to have the young women come forward and sing Death Song. They're all out here tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. After J.R. speaks, then we'll have a special meeting. I wasn't on purpose skipping that. We've heard enough from you today.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is JR. I guess you wanted to know my first real name was John, so if you don't know that yet, it's John. John Raymond. I don't know if you heard me. I gave a talk a few months ago about rites of passage. And rites of passage is a man-made term, but it has to do with our progress through the different phases of our life. And we find that as we study anthropology that people have always had certain rites of passage, and in actuality it comes from the very beginning when Heavenly Father with Adam and Eve took them through the phases of their life, and particularly as they prepared for life and for eternal life. We find those things present very much in our lives today through young men receiving the priesthood and for young men and young women going through the temple, and particularly for young men who go away for 2 years on a mission and come back more grown up. We give them the opportunity to change because they're able to go away from our presence and become all they can be and come back surprised us that they were able to grow up. Just as an example of that, Tim Jorgensen just got back from his mission, and he didn't recognize Jennifer because she was this little 15-year-old when he left, and he always pictured her as being that way. And in fact, there are some return missionaries that know Jennifer that haven't allowed her to be older than she was last time they saw her. But, so we all have these needs, and there are ceremonies that typically mark our progress from one phase to another, and so we appreciate each of you for coming tonight as we provide an opportunity for Jennifer to pass from a preparatory state as a young person to young adulthood, and we appreciate your support. Our approach is a little bit of what we might call an alternate, and in our minds a more valuable path of pursuit through what we tend to call homeschool. And we believe that through homeschool we've been able to promote self-reliance, freedom of expression, and emphasize creativity in the lives of our children. And so tonight we're celebrating Jennifer's graduation from the requirements that we as her parents have set for her, and that she has qualified under. And our primary principal and faculty member, Karen Smith, is here tonight to talk about all those kinds of things. It was on the program that I was going to reminisce tonight, so Sister Forrest asked me if I'd be roasting my daughter this evening. Perhaps I will be just a little bit. Jennifer Smith was born, these were remarks I wrote up for a young women's recognition, I think. So I'm just going to give these. I don't know who gave them for me last. Karen did, so I'm going to give them this time. Jennifer Smith was born March 3rd, 1979 in Payson, Utah. The first child of J.R. and Karen Smith, she would soon find in her life that she had the tough job of breaking new trail for the rest of her brothers and sisters to follow. As you may know, the greatest demands and expectations are placed on the eldest child. Jennifer has proven herself to be dogged in her determination to press forward as a result. A quick learner, Jen learned she could not cry and get away the first week here on earth. Aaron and I still remember in our trailer in Provo as we brought Jennifer home. She's probably 3 days old, and she was crying a little bit, and we said, well, now we can't let her rule our life. We have to let her know who's boss. So she cried for 30 minutes, and then that was it. She quit, and from then on, she didn't really ever do that again. So I guess we did teach her a lesson. Well, walking sooner than most of her siblings did, yet she became very adept at handling a walker. In fact, I remember one day as her mother was gone, and I was watching her, and we were out on the front porch of that same trailer, and I turned around for a minute. Jennifer took a little quick start there and jumped off the edge of the porch and landed upside down with a stroller up in the air on the cement. I felt real impressed with my babysitting ability, but she survived. With a gleam in her eye, she got to go where she wanted to go, no matter what the effort. Now that skill has transferred to her insistence on driving a car, like my dad would say, Barney oil field, wherever she drives today, often at the cost of comfort to her passengers. She has always cared about and for her younger siblings and helped in championing their causes to their parents, sometimes at our dismay. But she has been a great example for the most part to the rest of her family, and very early on in her life inherited the nickname Truly from her father. Her dad has always believed there was great significance to her having that name. While they have questioned her ability to live up to it a few times in the past couple of teenage years, she has been able to come out on top. No one could handle a binky quite like Jennifer. She could twist and work that thing around as wonder of any who saw her. Hanging on a ribbon on her dress, she could grab it up, plug it in, and whirl it around from upside down with great art and flair. Yet at 18 months, her dad took it away, and she was willing to decide that she was done with it. Potty training was the same. Mom offered a reward if she quit, and right then and there she did. I guess one could say Jen is headstrong. What choice did she have being our first child? Her dad for years thought he knew all the right answers and wasn't going to allow any child to take advantage or get away with anything determined by him to be inappropriate. Those days are long gone, I'm afraid. I guess Jennifer has taught me a thing or two, but it hasn't been easy. Today, if Jen sets her mind to something, you can pretty much expect it done. And gratefully, the things she has decided have been good. Jobs, schoolwork, again, women values, standards for youth. When Jennifer decides, she doesn't do them halfway. They say there's two selves, or maybe three selves in each of us, the past self, the present self, and our future self. But in reality, the present self is made up of the other two, the past and the present. And as Jennifer looks forward to herself and the things that she really desires to accomplish in her life, I hope that she'll always remember a scripture that's important to me, and it says, well, now I can't remember what it says. Well, something like, isn't that terrible? Anyway, we always have joy when our children walk in truth, and that's the best way I can put it.
The greatest joy a man has is to know that his children love him.
Thank you, Jen. That's
She
something.
has it never.
Anyway, so that's my prayer for Jennifer, and I appreciate you being here, and I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
You got off easy, Jen. I have a Your special musical number is up next. I'm looking at could the young woman come up and do that?
Well, this is like an impromptu thing. We want everybody that's gone to camp that knows Wachtel to come up and sing it. So even they'll be more mature ladies.
Don't forget your great word.
dishes gone away, and one of the reasons we're doing this is because we're going to do this as an award, but decided to leave. Always helps to have a person here when you're trying to give them an award. So I'd like to be able to do that. But before I do that, I want to make a few comments about something. Not two, but about something. Jen and I have always gotten along. I've been the pestering uncle, and she's been the really high-pitched voice. I don't know if I can do your voice anymore. I used to do it. I always told her. Yeah. Anyway, so I've kind of teased Jennifer over the years. And anyway, we're close in a lot of ways. You know, through all that teasing, she knows I love her very much. And I was out a couple months ago. I had a good talk with her. It was good for both of us. And I was really proud of her, and really proud of the accomplishments that she's made in life up to this point, and the decisions that she's made. And I'm happy to be her husband. So to know that I love her. Now, as a bishop, I wanted you to come up here, and I'd like to present this young woman to you for all of your great service and many things you've done. Okay? We're going to hear from Jennifer now. I'm reading on the program, so.
This is the problem when your brother's a bishop. You always serve button heads. He gets real sick of having you around. Yeah, now it's my role as principal and head teacher at our house. About 6 years ago, Jennifer decided that we were going to homeschool in our family. And and it was all of a sudden kind of thing, and I'm going, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? Within 3 weeks, all of my kids were out of school. And so we proceeded to name our school. And it was Juniper Hill Academy. And that was we all thought, and that was good we could come up with. And we were going to incorporate and have to do all these great things. We never did that. We just homeschooled and found out that it was really just an extension of life. And it's been a wonderful experience for our family. There's been times when Jen's really enjoyed it. And there's been times when she's really not very much enjoyed it. But I'm really proud of Jen and her efforts in school. And we decided there were 5 areas to graduate. As I first started homeschooling, everybody got it real complicated. You got to study science and history and all these things. And I said, I read a lot of things, and I came up with my own philosophy of what you need to learn so that you can progress in this life. Because I decided that knowing all of the continents and all the facts in U.S. history sometimes didn't stay with you. They weren't maybe the most important things, because you could go look those up. So we decided that you needed to be able to read and write really well, to be able to communicate and in writing, and Jennifer loves to do that, so she got an A in that. She loves to write and she loves to talk. She must be related to her dad and I. Anyway, I don't write, I just talk and yell. The other thing was that they need to be able to learn how to work. And Jennifer's been a very hard worker. She, we said at 16, you go get a job. Go get a job. And she's held a job, sometimes 2 jobs, ever since then. And her employers have always been, well, let's say except for maybe the first one, she learned a lot with her first one. Been very pleased. In fact, her last, she's leaving in a few days, and they gave her a party at work, and she didn't even know it. She catches on those sort of things. They all come in with presents and everything, and she says, "Why didn't you tell me about the party? I would have gotten a gift." She thought it was for another girl. They're going, "Hello, Jen. It's for you." But they've always really loved her because she's done a good job and she has a great spirit. So she's done really well on the working part. Then another thing was that she needed to be able to give service. So in our home school, the requirement for that was to earn your Young Womanhood Recognition Award because you have to give a lot of service. And she's done some neat service projects for her Laurel project. She did a beehive day. She helped with a 4-H group, and it was great that year. She had me totally organized. It was awesome, the best year. So she knows how to organize people. And she's given a lot of service. And then did I get the last one? Work, service, reading and writing, and spiritual. Can't forget the spiritual. And that also was Young Womanhood Recognition and graduation from seminary and reading the Book of Mormon. And so Jennifer has completed all of her requirements for graduation. And so we wanted to give her her certificate of graduation because I don't think because she isn't over at the public school that she should feel like that that she hasn't worked just as hard as they have to grow up and be a good citizen and a good daughter of God. And I really appreciate her, and I think she's been a good example for her brothers and sisters. And I won't even say most of the time, she did a good job. Something else that I'm doing there. I think that's all. I'll just have a card for you. So, yeah, and it has a tassel in her card, and you can laugh. Now Jen gets to talk and have the last word. Okay, well, I didn't really plan to talk. I just wanted to go through my No, mostly the reason why I invited all of you here tonight was I've been trying not to all night, thank you. Was I just wanted to thank each of you for the part that you have played in my life and for the lessons that you taught me and the time that you have taken and the support that I feel from each of you. I've just been thinking about this all week and getting ready for it, and I feel so incredibly blessed. And to have my parents and my grandparents, my whole family's like really cool. And they're always there for me. I remember this one day I was really mad. And I would go walk, well, it was kind of retarded, but like, I spilled M&M's all over the driveway, and it was like the last straw of the day. I couldn't take it anymore. So I just started walking, and I'm wearing these shoes that give me blisters, and I'm like, I should go back and get a bike or something, And I'm just like, no, I'm gonna keep walking. And I see Aunt Doreen drive by and pull up, and I'm like, dude, okay, I'm gonna get you now in here. And she pulls over, she opens up the door, and she's all, you want to ride? I'm like, to where? Home? I don't want to go back home. And she's like, no, just get in. We'll just take you wherever you want. I'm like, cool. Let's go to California. But she's like, sometimes I feel like I have to run away too. And I was just like, really appreciated her understanding that. And I go up to, I'm going to do little individual things, but I go up to my grandma and grandpa Smiths, and they always tell my parents, you work hard too hard. And they love me, and they just think it's just cool. And they're always there for me. And I always know that Granite, love me no matter how bad I am. I can go home and mom and dad was like, you're not doing this right. I go to Granite Unitas, they think I'm wonderful. But, Brother Nielsen always gives me a hard time about my car, whatever he wants to.
Oh, the old woman with the eyes trick.
But I could go around the room and say something about each one of you. I mean, the Allens, I'm like their other daughter, and I call up and they're like, this Jen again. and the Herds are just, I mean, I don't know, they're cool. They're so fun. I love hanging out with them and I love their family. Sister Olmsted put up with me in the first year when I was just like out of control with Brittany. And finally, I don't know, I started doing something right, I think. I had like 83 parties. I can say that now because my parents can't come here. And Christine Palmer, is it Christine? Yeah, whatever. Chris Palmer, she comes down. And she did my hair from home because my mom was gone out of town. And it was so much fun. She bought me this camera and my date was just taking pictures of everything. And it was just so fun and it made the night. And Lanny was I don't know, I have to go around the room and I see Lanny is a great young woman leader for me, really supportive, and I could talk to her about anything. I'd be like, Lanny, is this bad, is that bad? And she'd be like, go talk to the bishop. And Brother Wickham always comes over and gets our family together, and he's always got fun stories to tell and gives us treats and stuff. And he's a good home teacher. Even though I'm usually busy, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to take time, but he's a really good home teacher. And the Martins have always, Brother Martin's always come up to me, hug Sister Martin, I just appreciate you guys. And Kathy Forrest is the one that got us started in the homeschool. My mom, I don't know what happened, but I was like, I want out of school, man. Bad stuff. And my mom called up Kathy Forrest, and Kathy's like, yeah, take him out. I'm like, oh, and then after she helped me out, I was like, I don't want to be out of school. But I just really appreciate you guys take time out of your busy schedule. I know because I have a busy schedule and I'm just like I want to take 5 minutes for anybody else. But you guys have just really been there for me, and I feel really blessed that I've had so many people to support me and be there for me, and that I feel like I'm loved and that even when I'm bad, you guys still love me and know that I'll be good someday, and that's all good. But I really appreciate coming here tonight, and that's all I'm going to say. I love you all, and citizens of Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Jen, and I think on behalf of all of us, we're all glad that we came here tonight. Good. Wish you congratulations and good luck. Let's close now. Am I missing something? Give me a piece of paper the last minute and then nothing's right.
I forgot I was supposed to send it to you before I started thinking. I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. There, I'm going to Lynn Benton, which is in Albany, and I'm going to be majoring in mass communications and journalism right so far in my life. And I'm really excited about that because I really like to write and take pictures and stuff like that. And but I'll be coming home once. I got a new car. It's out there. You guys can go see it if you want. I got it like Friday, so I'm really pumped about it. But anyway.